friends, this is Bound to Win, and I am Leo Hall.
And I am Annette Hall. Today we're going to be talking about how we can get beyond our past.
Annette, this is a very, very interesting subject we're going to be discussing.
Yes, it is.
There are so many persons who are trapped by their past. Now, what would be the reasons that so many persons are trapped by their past?
There are a number of factors that could cause a person to be actually trapped in their past. Factors such as past mistakes,
Yes.
regrets, abuse, rejections, relational issues, and we could go on and on.
Indeed, I can understand, because there are so many persons, because of those mistakes as you have highlighted, regrets, abuse, rejection, relational issues, who are trapped by their past. But as you say, on and on, success is also one of the issues that people are trapped by. When they enjoy successes that beyond the ordinary, they tend to dwell on it as if they have attained all they can attain. And Paul did say, according to Philippians chapter 3, verses 12 onwards, that not that I have already attained, I'm yet made perfect. And then Paul went further. I love when he says, but this one thing I do, forgetting that which is behind, I press towards the mark. Now, I think that's what many of us need to really get past whatever the things are, whether it want to be regrets, failures, disappointments, whatever it is, to just get to a place where we can enjoy our present and prepare for the future.
I agree with you, Leo. It is important for us to press towards getting beyond the past. And it is impossible for us to change our past. We can't change our past, but guess what? We can work to make our future better.
Yes.
And one of the ways in which we can work to make our future better and brighter is to let go.
You can walk away from painful memories, past your past. You don't have to be alone. You can stand upon the Word of God. Your yesterdays can be gone. Let Jesus bring you past your past. Then you can go on.
It's chronos, and it is from that word we get the word chronology, and it actually means sequence or timeline. Now, this Greek word is an interesting thing if you understand it, because what it points to, it is saying that as human beings, all of us do have past. Whatever the past is, we do have our past.
Yeah.
But we need to remember that our past is behind us. But also what Chronos addresses is that there is a present time, the now. And all of us have this present moment that we should enjoy and live and use it as a means to prepare for tomorrow. And also Chronos is saying that the future is there as well. So in essence, in thinking about getting past our past, the critical word here in terms of time is kairos, which is that opportune time, that right moment to know, to maximize the now. How do we use it to get ahead in time?
And I would encourage somebody and say to that person, keep on trying, keep on persevering. Not because you fail once or a few times, it means that you must give up. Keep on trying. Try, and try again.
That is very, very, very important. As a matter of fact, I was reading an article where I learned that WD-40 was made by an arrow. Yeah, so sometimes we try and we experience failures. But if we keep trying and out of probably failing, we experience another success. And that's interesting because sometimes it's a hit and miss where we press for something and something else happen. And that's the God who we serve.
Yeah.
You know, because we are doing something and God will bring success to it. And in getting past our past, sometimes we are worried about feeling, and probably will feel. And we should not see failure as always bad, because it may be in your feeling you find success.
Yeah.
And that's a beautiful thing. Something else came to mind as we are here talking about
Walk away from painful memories, past your past. You don't have to be alone. You can stand upon the Word of God. Your yesterdays can be gone. Let Jesus bring you past your past. Then you can go on.
Time in prayer and meditation to God, and reading of the Psalm. That's a very powerful book of the Bible, where you can meditate on the Psalm, you can meditate on other scriptures, you can also meditate on a song. Sometimes, when I find myself going through certain situations, would want to look back at my past and maybe have certain regrets, I just find a song of encouragement.
Yes.
Because there are so many songs out there that can lift our spirits. Encourage yourself, in the Lord. We just need to encourage ourselves in the Lord. And meditation is a powerful tool, whether it is a song or a psalm or just the reading of the scriptures. That's an effective tool that can be used.
Okay, I would also want to add a few as well. That I believe in dealing with this critical thing, because our future is at stake and God wants the best for us. I believe if you have anything in your past that is holding you down, that is holding you back, and you find yourself keep going back to this situation, that it's necessary to confront it. Just admit this reality. Because there are some of us who are living a lie. We have our past tormenting us. And if it is raised up in a way that, hey, come on, get past your past, we would behave as if, oh, I've already dealt with it. But I believe it starts with us confronting it, just admitting, I have this situation that I am wrestling with, and I just cannot get beyond it. That's the starting point, I believe, if we can get there. And then you can go into that means of prayer. Consult God, because I believe that God is the only one who can help us to get past our past.
And I want to add to that, Leo, because I want to say to persons who might be viewing that you are not alone. Because sometimes we believe that we might be the only one wrestling or struggling with issues or with things that pertain to the past. We are not necessarily alone, or you are not alone. I want to say to somebody, you are not alone. So sometimes you might say, oh, I am the only one who may have been struggling with the issue of abortion, the guilt. I am the only one who may have stolen something, and persons might be looking at me in a particular way. No, you are not alone. And if you look at even persons in the Bible, David, a man after God's own heart, he had his struggle. Yes. Remember when he committed adultery with Bathsheba and what happened to him? But guess what? David recognized that he had to get up and he had to turn his life around, and so he repented and he asked God for forgiveness. And out of that, David recognized that, yes, I have sinned before man and before God, but I know that I must overcome. And I guess he would have recognized too that you are right. Other persons who would have also fallen, but God is a merciful God. So you are not alone. Pick up the pieces and move on with your life.
Yes. And a part of picking up pieces on it, I would say, is to call on the help of others.
Yeah.
In other words, seek a counselor. Because some of us behave as if we know it all. And I believe all of us will need the help of others. And when I say a counselor here, it may not necessarily be a professional. It would be good if we can find a professional,
so
like to speak to a pastor, speak to a counselor, the guidance counselor at school, or speak to one of the persons in the counseling ministry of church. Speak to someone who will sit, listen, and provide wholesome advice that can help us to move to the next level. God wants us to move to the next level. But also is that will to commit ourselves to move on. Because if we don't commit to move on, we'll find ourselves at the same place this time next year and the same place 10 years from now. And there are some of us, we have been at the same place for so long, and God wants us to move on. And I am saying to you, it's time to move on. It's a good feeling just to say that. Yeah. Hey, can I say that to you, my friends? I believe it is time to move on. You have been sitting at that place for too long.
Yeah.
And God is saying it's time to arise, get up, and get going. And if we can get up and get going, then we can get to the place where God wants us to be. If we can move on, it basically is saying that we will not be dwelling at the same place we are at. We are not going to be dwelling on the past. We are not going to be dwelling on our hurts, on our mistakes, on our regrets, on our disappointments, on our successes. We are going to celebrate what we need to celebrate and bury what needs to be buried and move on to what God has in store for us.
And as you let go and let God, just remember, you cannot do it in your own strength.
No way.
In Christ's strength, we can do all things through Christ who empowers us. So remember, you have a source. You have the ultimate. You have the King of all kings and the Lord of all lords, the conquering Lion of the tribe of Judah. Look to him. And remember, you are not ordinary. You are extraordinary.
Sisters and brothers, indeed it's fun just sharing together with you. You have been watching Bound to Win. I am Leo Hall.
And I'm Annette Hall. Thank you for joining us.
Again, I failed at all I've tried. You see, I blame this man I knew for the way I have to live. How can I get beyond it all? I said, you must forgive. Then you can get